a sales team or a sales organization just trying to get the first deal in the door,
right.
Probably more typically, what advice would you give to a couple of typically engineer guys, starting an internet company in their garage about when to think about sales, and how to think about it?
The bottom line is it's never too early to think about sales. The Twitters of the world where there's a product that figures out the sales strategy later on is very, very, very rare. You're not going to probably get money and you're not going to really succeed unless you're really starting to think about it. Anybody really wants this product. Anybody really needs this product. And so you need to be thinking about that real early on. And it is very important because you have to create something that somebody wants to buy. If nobody wants to buy it, I would say by definition you don't really have a business. So you need to figure out what that is, and you need to not be afraid to be out there talking with prospects, talking with potential customers, to basically figure out what that product is. Now your ultimate vision may be here, and you may have to take a diversion over here before you get to here, but getting the product over here that funds the vision, the ultimate vision, is a way better path than just trying to go blindly out and build something that you think people are going to come to because that's where you see as the vision. So I think when I talk to a lot of these very, very smart engineers that are building companies, sometimes there is a tendency to say, no, but this is a vision, I'm changing the world, which is great, but you need to think about how you're going to get into people's hands and how they're going to accept it and how you're going to bring them along with you in your vision, and you're going to sell things along the way.
So last question, you've seen a lot of these startups, so I'm thinking you've seen enough to have some statistical relevance. As a percentage, how many are building a product that they think will just be self-serve, meaning people will just come to the site and buy it, versus those who kind of think and understand that they're going to have to go out and sell it?
I think there's a very large percentage of people that don't appreciate the amount of people effort there is in sales, and how much there has to be, and people ultimately buy from people. And some of that's marketing, you could argue that, but you're not going to be able to do it with just SEO. The companies that are going to do it with just, hey, it's going to be SEO, and I'm going to put a couple ads out there, and I'm going to get an ad on TechCrunch, and the next thing I know, millions of people are going to come to my door. That's very, very rare. There's really a large people-to-people relationship thing that happens, and as a result of that, sales actually becomes even more critical to your business because as technology costs go down, as development costs go down, sales becomes a larger and larger and larger percentage, and it has to become a larger and larger and larger percentage of your budget. So you're going to be hiring people and making large decisions on who you're paying and how you're paying them and where they're traveling to and all of that. That becomes a very large percentage of the money that you're going to raise from whatever channel. And so therefore it's very important. But back to your original question, there's still a big amount of people buy from people. They don't just buy blindly off of websites for the most part. So,
and I think what people don't get is your product might be the best product ever, but there's so much noise that you have to convince someone to pay attention long enough to figure it out.
Yeah, I had a conversation with a startup yesterday, and we were discussing, and he was explaining to me, but you don't understand, this is the way kids think, and that's why this is going to be a smart buy for these customers. And I said, yes, I understand that, and I probably agree with you that you've got something new and innovative that advertisers would want. However, you're going to talk to that guy and sitting across the table, and he's going to say, I have to report to my boss and tell him why I'm taking money away from this ad campaign and giving it to you, and you have no metrics to prove your vision. I have to just jump off this ledge with you, and that's going to be a tough sale. So I said, I'm not saying that I don't believe you, but that's going to be a tough sale. So how do you get the product? How do you get the deals that you strike so that you can bring that person to that vision with you? And that's where a really good sales guy comes in, and that's where you're going to need those people that can figure out how to structure those deals to get people to have your vision until you get to that point where people just look at you and say, oh yeah, it makes total sense. Of course I would buy that because I can see the return.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, we're out of time, but thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.